As we head into the second half of the year, a few things in my planner lineup are changing. Plus, we may be doing a little planner setup in a couple of pages. So grab a cozy web and let's jump in. Hi friends, I'm Amanda Lynn from Lost Without a Plan, and today I'm sharing a planner stack update with an added bonus of a planner setup. This is going to be the first time I'm setting up planner pages in the beginning, so I'm not sure how long that's going to take, but I wanted to try it. So this one may be a little bit longer than usual, but I'm so glad you're here. So let's get started. Now, the hardest working of my planner stack isn't even on this desktop. It's Trello. It's where all the messy stuff lives before I can bring it into a plan. It houses my project ideas, quarterly goals, content, plans, random brain dumps. Basically, if it's floating around in my head, it'll probably land in Trello first. Trello acts as my big picture planner where I organize ideas, map out projects, and break those bigger goals into manageable baby steps. In that quarterly planning session, you'll see that goals are high on my list. Over the years, I found I'm most successful where I keep them separate from my everyday planning. That's why these MäksēLife companion notebooks have earned a permanent place in my stack. This is where I come back to my goals, check in on my progress, where I build my word of the year, set up my annual goals, keep my major focus for the year. The companion notebook series comes with an annual book, and then there's these 4 smaller books. This one says Good Things Take Time, which I thought was very helpful for the season ahead. It gives you places to reflect, a couple of notes pages, some monthly pages, a place to house your monthly goals, a place to reflect each week and set up weekly actions for that. There's 5 of these in each month, and at the end of each book, there is a quarterly assessment with a compass and a little bit of a review before you jump into the next book. This is where I come back to my goals, check in my progress, and remind myself what I'm actually working towards when life gets busy. So Trello helps me organize the moving pieces, but MäksēLife helps me stay intentional from week to week. Next, let's talk Family Command Center. This is the Joe by Laurel Denise, which I have lovingly referred to as my family HQ. This planner keeps my family on track and serves as mom's little helper for all the details people ask me for repeatedly, like basketball games, schedule changes, appointments, end of school chaos, the random life logistics. It all lives here and sits upright so that it's in everyone's sight line right when they come in the door. One of my favorite things about my family planner is that it keeps their details out of my visual workspace, because sometimes the overwhelm comes just from seeing too much at once. This planner contains all of their things in a functional way, giving it a specific home where they can find it. But more importantly, it's out of my brain when they don't. And that's my family HQ. Next, we have my social media superstar. This is the Laurel Denise The Rose, where I keep track of content plans, video ideas, workflow setups, and all the moving pieces involved in content creation. I love that it's compact. This is the small size. So it's about a 7x9, only in horizontal setup. It's big enough to function like a dedicated creative to-do list that I can pull out when I need focus work time and tuck it away when I don't. This one started back in January, so you can see that I've already used the first 6 months here, but I do still have 6 more months left in this beauty, so I'm not going to give up on it yet. And that's social media planner. And that brings me to the biggest challenge for the season. We have a brand new planner to our lineup. This is the Plum Paper Daily Priorities Planner, and it's stepping up as my everyday essentials planner for the second half of the year. If you've been around for a while, you know I love a good daily planner when things start to get busy, and the second half of the year has tended to be my busiest season. Between family life, content creation, holiday planning, and all the things that pile up between now and December, daily planning is where I thrive. After looking at what I actually needed, this was the planner that made the most sense for this season. I love that it has the monthly planning pages that I'm used to, as well as a weekly planning page and dedicated daily spaces. This is the planner where all of the other items become action steps, and I have a feeling it's going to get a lot of use over the next 6 months. Okay, friends, before we jump in the setup portion, I need to know, are you team paper planner, team digital planner, or team hybrid? Like me, let me know in the comments. So I thought it would be fun to spend the rest of today's video setting up some of the front pages in this planner, because planner prep is basically therapy with stickers, right? I have some script stickers on hand from old hand campaign advent calendars today. I've purchased her advent calendar for several years, and I never actually used any of these pages. So today we are going to officially put them into play. Wanted to pair it with some washi too, so let's peek at my drawers to see what's inspiring me today. I think since these are the forward pages, something simple might be good, like the grid washi. I love this washi from Sticker Guru that's no longer in business, but I've used it so many times that I think I need to give that one a break for this time. I also have a lot of washi here from the Coffee Monsters Co. Honestly, since this is like planner goodies, maybe we use the Christy Ann Designs 13-year washi. Okay, so technically, since I picked a 6-month planner, this page here is not really necessary because it's just July through December. And as you can see, I only pulled 3 months into this view because I work on a quarterly system. Don't worry, I do have the next 3 months already ready to go. So because this first section is not super necessary, I am going to white out the top line and relabel it as routines, I think. Oh, that's cute. I've had this for so long and I don't think I've used it more than once. Okay, so this top section up here, I want to name it routines, but we have several to choose from. Do I want to use this double line, mixed font, handwritten font, or... So this top section, I wanted it to be routines. So I wanted to make this a landing zone for the habits and routines that I want to add, adjust, or change throughout the year. So one will be for AM routine, one will be for PM routine, and then one will be for like holiday routine. We'll just figure them out as they go. Then the second section here, I think I want to title it Meal Ideas. And I want this to be like a parking zone for quick dinner inspiration. So I can flip here quickly and pull meals from things we already know that our family will eat without a lot of complaints. I'm gonna ask everyone for their favorites too, so that I can make a running list together and have just whatever they're going to want this season. It sounds good in theory, but we'll see how it works out. And then for this second page, since it's already marked with the months, I wanted to change it to memories, because I'm not really good at documenting things. I mean, I might share a picture online to be reminded to me later, but I'm trying to go a little more analog on those things. So I figure if I have a place to put things, then by setting aside this spot, I'll add a reminder to my monthly checklist, and that might spark a bit of nostalgia. The plan is to jot down funny moments, favorite memories, little wins, or things that I know that future me will want to remember at a later date. So that is my 12-month pages. And then we have our idea, plans, and goals section. I think that for this page, I'm going to use it for a cleaning and decluttering section. Because I have a huge decluttering goal for the year, and each month has their own space that's been assigned. Now these ones don't have the months on them, but I figure I can use this as like a checklist to keep me on task when I work through each room, to keep checklists and project notes right at my fingertips. And then when I was daydreaming about how to use this last page, I noticed that there are 13 lines per month, which is basically perfect for my 2026 reading goal of 120 books with a little bit of room to spare. Now, I do know that I track them here already, but I don't get to this very often because you have to like color it in and write the names, and you have to be handwriting fairly decent at that point. So I think that I can write in the books that I have on deck and quickly check them off. I've been keeping track of them in my monthly spreads, so it may be a little redundant, but at least this way I can keep track of making sure that I hit all 12 every month too. I'm not really sure, but for July and December, I'm going to try that. We'll see how these front pages work out. But I am actually excited to formally give in these pages a specific use because I've never done that before. So I figured that it was time to set a purpose to and if I end up not using them, it's no big deal. It's just 3 pages. So we'll be fine. We're going to figure it out together. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I know these planner stack videos can sometimes look complicated from the outside, but hopefully this showed you that every piece of my system has a job and that your planner stack doesn't have to look like anyone else's work. If you enjoyed today's video, I'd love if you'd hit the like button. It really helps me support the channel and lets me know that you enjoy this type of content. And if you're not subscribed yet, make sure you do. Until next time, keep taking those baby steps, friends, and I will catch you next time. Bye for now.